Welcome to the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew. Details are at the bottom of the screen while Nala gets herself in shot with Caesar here. Please follow us on all of our social media channels. It's especially important you do so. Not only follow us, but also Channel 44 and Channel 31 Melbourne, because as it stands right now, if the government don't change their mind, this is the very last month that community TV will be airing on your TV screens in Australia. So please keep up to date with us and also the community TV stations, because there is a big fight going on at the moment trying to get us to have at least another year on your television screens. Otherwise, everything we do and everything we know is going to be going online. So again, follow everyone's social media channels, ours and the community TV networks themselves. And if you want to help us out, then write your local member, sign the petitions. There's a whole lot of stuff online, so you'll find all those details there as well. This week, while Caesar's doing something, we're going to continue on with where we left off pretty much from last week. There were some clips we didn't play in last week's television broadcast, so we're going to go through those ones this week. And I'm also going to throw in some local ones, some Aussie ones this time around. So without any further ado, let's get this show going while I can. I'm going to kick off this week with the Mercy Kills, and they've re-released or revamped an old song. The dogs are losing their mind. They've released a video clip for the single Alone, which is a revamp of an older song, and they've done it during these crazy times. So hopefully you enjoy this one, and we'll just roll on through as we go. Tim, back on to you.
Guys, again, one of my favorite bands in high school, still one of my favorite bands, and their second album is one of the most criminally underrated albums of all time. But this is Jack Off Jill with My Cat.
Fuck, cool. I'm being overrun by the dogs here tonight. Hopefully you're enjoying this week's episode. Coming up next for you is another Aussie band out of South Australia. We've had them on the show quite a while ago, but this is their latest video clip, Running from the Rising Sun, and this is from the Babes. It's all from their tour in Japan, so check it out.
Radio. This one is from a band called Beasto Blanco. The girl in this band is Calico Cooper, whose dad is Mr. Alice Cooper. This video clip is interesting because she actually wrote and directed it as well.
Ah, cool.
It is called The Seeker. Almost forgot to introduce it.
Going to go now to a Melbourne band that is very well loved. They've got one EP out so far, and they just keep releasing new stuff all the time, which is very, very cool. I'm talking about Echo del Tusker. We're going to go with their latest, What Am I to You. This is a bit different, a little more laid back, but still very cool. Enjoy. On the downhill slope, what do you got for us, Tim?
Band that's no longer with us, but an incredible band. Called She-Rex. This song's called Power.
Hello again. Coming up next for you, we're going to play the debut single from Melbourne band The Last Martyr. It's called Into the Black, and this one's getting a bit of a push at the moment because they're celebrating, I think this one's just turned a year old, so they're sort of celebrating a milestone. Check this one out. Hopefully you enjoy it.
Right, you'd be surprised if I didn't play this band, so here's some Epica. The song is called Never Enough.
Cool. Hope you're enjoying this week's continuation of our celebration of women in rock and metal. I'm just here to quickly stop by and do a release guide for you before I get stuck into it. A very special thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Squitting Screen Printing, Alt Cult, Rockstar Finance. Thank you so much for your support. Please do check them out and support those that support us. Coming up on June the 12th, Aversion's Crown are releasing their latest Hell Will Come For Us All. Shape of Water are releasing Great Illusions. Smackbound, which is a band we played a couple of weeks back, they've got their debut album 2020 coming out, and also Electric Mob, another cool band with some cool singles already released, dropping their debut album Discharge. June 19, Blues Pills are releasing Holy Moly, and Lamb of God are releasing their self-titled album after it was pushed back from earlier this year. June 26 sees Long Distance Calling release How Do We Want to Live. July 10, Enough's Enough drop a new one in Brainwashed Generation. July 17, Massive Wagons release House of Noise. Udo release We Are One, and Primal Fear release Metal Commando. And then coming up on August 7th, the mighty Deep Purple release their brand new studio album Whoosh. So that's it in that regard. Let us know what what you are most keen on checking out when it drops. And if there's anything you think we've missed, then let us know as well. Going to move on. Before I do, though, a quick thank you again to our wonderful sponsors, Squidding Screen Printing, Old Cult, Rockstar Finance. Thank you so much. And back to the show.
Now, whenever I get to picking a list of clips, I go to YouTube and just double check things and make sure there's stuff out there. And I always end up going down a rabbit hole of just this journey of discovery, because there's always the thing on the right-hand side of your screen which says, okay, check this out, check that out. So I found this one today, which I thought was really cool, and I found another random. So this is like what I did last week, Tim, where I had the random discovery of that Smackbound song. That was really cool. So this is another random discovery that I found just today. This is Stitched Up Heart with Lost.
Heading off to Sydney for this next video clip. This is from Red Hook. This is the latest one, Dead Walk. This band have been doing nothing but releasing singles up until now, though I do believe there is an EP in the works, so hopefully you like this one. If you do, check them out.
All right, so in theory, this would be our final round, but I think we're going to do some extra bonus stuff after this. But what have you got for us next, Tim?
One of the most iconic bands of all time. This is L7 with Pretend We're Dead.
Going now to a fantastic band. If you get a chance to see these guys live, please do so. They will blow you away. I'm talking about the wonderful Dallas Frasca, and I'm going to go with an older song for this one, but a very important message in it. This is You Are Beautiful. Check it out. Hope you enjoy this one.
This band's debut album a few years ago was incredible. Then they followed it up with an album that not many people seem to like. So they've had a bit of a lineup change. They've got a new guitarist and a new album coming out very soon. This is the first song from it. This band's called Blues Pills, and the song is called Low Road.
I did say at the top of the episode that I was going to inject some Australian video clips into this, but I did want to deviate from that slightly and go to a European band for this next one. I'm talking about Thunder Mother. We've loved this band in the past, and they've got a new album coming out soon. So here's their latest single, Driving in Style. Check it out.
Gonna go to a classic now, and I think this is one that really should be overlooked, and I think it's one that deserves their place in history of all things. So this is Divinals with I'll Make You Happy, and Jody helped me pick this one, so there we go.
No.
And that's it for this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Details are again at the bottom of the screen. The dogs have finally settled down to allow me to get some things out. Please follow us on social media and everywhere else you can find us to keep up to date with what we're doing, because if we are pushed off the television screens at the end of the month, that's the only place you're going to be able to find us. Also, please follow Channel 31 and Channel 44 to keep up to date with that fight to keep community TV on the air. Write your local member, get involved, petitions, all this sort of stuff. All the information is online, so follow us and follow the community TV networks to get involved in that front. We could really use your support now. If you want to help us more directly, we're doing a Patreon drive at the moment to keep the lights on, so to speak. We've also got some merch out there, but you need to contact us directly for that. But we're doing all that sort of stuff online, so make sure you're following us to keep up to date. Hopefully you've enjoyed this week's episode where we sort of threw in some clips from here and finished off what we started last week with a celebration of women in rock and metal. I'm not quite sure what we're doing next week, but we're trying a few different things, so keep up to date and we'll fill you in as we go along. Everything's up in the air. It's a very crazy year this year. Hopefully things get to settle down very, very soon, because it's just going nuts in 2020. But we will see you again same time next week. Until then, I'm Andrew, and on behalf of all of us here, drink up, rock on. What the fuck, dogs? Oh, I know. What are you doing? You're being silly. I don't know why you did that. You're alright. Dogs. Caesar, come on. Welcome to the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew. Details are at the bottom of the screen this week while Nala gets headed to the corner of a shot and sees already beside me.
Here we go.
What are you doing? We're in Japan, so check it out. What are you two doing? Fucking peanuts.